a stale crumb to the birds. There's a poor hungry bird. Oh, poor birdie. Her neighbor, on the other hand, was a very kind man who was glad to share the little that he had. He cared more about making friends than he did about making money. That greedy baker was so jealous of her nice neighbor that she grumbled. How can he have so little and yet be so happy? That's a very good thing to do. Every morning, the smell of cinnamon buns and sweet rolls filled the air, and it drifted out of the bakery. The wind carried that wonderful smell all the way to the neighbor's house. As that poor neighbor sat on his porch eating stale bread, thank you, Allie. Oh, there's a little alpaca drool on it. Sorry about that. We just pretended to. He's eating stale bread on his porch, and the sweet smell fills the air. He took a deep breath and said, ah, sighed with happiness. As the baker watched, she thought, the smell from my baked goods is making his stale bread taste delicious. That's not fair. He should have to pay for such delight. Well, after seeing this happen again and again, the baker went to her neighbor's house and handed him a bill. The neighbor was confused. Are you confused? It's confusing. What is this bill for?
Did you buy anything?
You want me to pay you? For what? I don't even have enough money to buy anything in your bake shop. That's right, replied the greedy baker. You pay nothing, and yet every day you steal a smell from my baked goods. You mean you want me to pay you 10 coins a week for a smelling fee? Asked the neighbor. Yes, replied the greedy baker. From now on, I will not be cheated. And if you do not pay, I'll take you to court. When word of the baker's demand got around the city, everyone laughed at the thought of a stolen smell. That's us. Ready? Ah, ha, ha. Oh, that was pretty lame. Come on. Ah, ha, ha, ha. That greedy baker. What does she think she's doing? Even the children would stop and sniff the air when they passed the baker on the street. And they would ask, how much do I owe you, ma'am? At last, the baker was so angry that she took the case to a respected judge. Well, everyone was sure that the judge would dismiss the case, because who had ever heard of a stolen smell? But to their surprise, the judge said, it is my duty to hear what the baker has to say. Whoops, I order both the baker and her neighbor to come to court tomorrow. The judge sent word to the neighbor that he should bring 5 gold coins with him to court the next day. Allie, do we have our 5 gold coins? They're actually not gold coins, because this is a budget kind of a show. So, they are copper coins. Thank you, Allie. Oh, geez, I'm sorry. They're a little slippery again. So, when the kind man heard this, he was very worried that he would have to give the very little that he had to the greedy baker. The baker was delighted because she grinned at the thought of her pockets filled with her neighbor's gold coins. Yeah, don't growl at her. The next day, the baker arrived at the crowded court. Many townspeople were puzzled by the judge's actions, and they came to see what the judge might do. They could not believe that she would make the kind man pay for a smell. When the judge walked in, the courtroom fell silent. First, she listened to the baker's complaint. Then she turned to the neighbor, and she asked, is it true that you have enjoyed the smell of this woman's baked goods every day for many years? Yes, Your Honor. I admit that is true. Well, the judge thought for a while. And finally, she declared, "A smell has been stolen, and stealing is a crime. So the neighbor must be punished." Gasps filled the courtroom. Ready? 1, 2, 3. That was a little bit. The kind man protested, "But your honor, but your honor." "Order in the court," bellowed the judge. Thank you. She likes that gavel a little too much. She then turned to the neighbor and demanded, "Take those 5 gold coins out of your pocket." So the neighbor took the coins out of his pocket. "Now drop the coins from one hand into the other." Can you jingle them back and forth? There you go. Very good. So the neighbor passed the coins back and forth between his hands. The judge turned to the baker and asked, "Do you hear the sound of those gold coins?" "Why, yes, I did hear that sound," she said with a greedy grin. "And did you like that sound?" asked the judge. "Oh, yes, it is a wonderful sound. It is the payment I believe I deserve." Well, the baker began to move toward the neighbor to grab the money. "Oh, wait," cried the judge. "You've already been paid in full. Your neighbor was guilty of stealing the smell from your baked goods, and you have been paid with hearing the sound of his money. Case dismissed." Laughter filled the courtroom. Ready? And the people marveled at the judge's cleverness. The baker hung her head because even she saw how foolish and greedy she had been. Greedy, greedy, greedy. From then on, the judge was known as the wisest in all Peru. Ta-da!